Today's episode is about a woman who got dragged through the algorithm and never said a word because she didn't need to. She was too busy closing $1 billion deal. Let's talk about Hailey Bieber, the it girl who ignored the noise and secured the bag anyway. Welcome back to Golden It Girl, where we explore the soft strategy of self-reinvention, the quiet magnetism of true it girls, and the mindset shifts that elevate your lifestyle, your identity, and your orbit. If you're serious about securing the bag and living your best life, let me put you on to a little it girl secret. Smart girls don't just pay rent, they earn points from it. There's a program called Built Rewards that lets you do exactly that. Every time you pay rent, you earn points, and not just any points. We're talking points you can redeem for 5-star hotels, flights to dreamy destinations, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment or student loan bill. It girls are strategic. We make every dollar work for us, including the biggest one we spend every month, rent. With Built, your rent check doesn't just give you a roof over your head, it gives you access. Access to adventures, to experiences, to the lifestyle you're curating. And the best part? There's no annual fee, and Built is consistently ranked as one of the most valuable point currencies out there by places like the Points Guy and Bankrate. You can redeem your points across over 500 airlines, 700,000 plus hotels and properties, and other perks that make everyday life feel a lot more elevated. So if you're not earning points on rent yet, it's officially time to step into your It Girl era. Sign up using the link in my description to start earning today, and make sure to use my link so they know who sent you. Because rich in experiences is the new rich. It was just months ago when it felt like every scroll brought another Hailey Bieber conspiracy. TikTok was spiraling and painting the narrative that she was obsessed with Selena, that she was a stalker who trapped Justin, that she was mean girl energy personified. And listen, whatever your opinion was at the time, the volume of it all was deafening. We watched the internet turn a real woman into a meme, a theory, a digital dartboard. People weren't just criticizing her, they were dehumanizing her. But here's what makes this story so fascinating. Hailey didn't play the game, she didn't rant, she didn't subtweet, she didn't even deactivate. Instead, she was quietly closing $1 billion deal with e.l.f. Cosmetics. While the internet was stitching videos, psychoanalyzing facial expressions, and dissecting ancient Instagram likes, Hailey was in rooms that actually mattered. Behind the scenes, she was building Rhode, a brand she didn't just lend her name to, but helped architect from the ground up. Launched in 2022, Rhode was not some celebrity side hustle. It was a masterclass in modern brand building, and every detail felt intentional. The packaging is sleek, minimal, and instantly recognizable. The price point is smart. Luxury formulas at an accessible range, striking that Gen Z sweet spot of chic, but not unattainable. The branding is cool, calming, and consistent, even when the internet was anything but. While the world painted her as chaotic, her brand was communicating calm. And while TikTok debated her relationship, she was walking into investor meetings armed with data, high sell-through rates on every drop, waitlists in the hundreds of thousands, a retention rate that most DTC brands would kill for. But it wasn't just the numbers that made Rhode a winning pitch. It was the vision. Hailey wasn't just the face of the brand. She was its entire mood board, the aesthetic, the tone, the brand voice. It all mirrored her persona, soft, cool, glowy, low-effort chic. And that's what made it believable. This wasn't a brand trying to ride a trend. This was a brand built around an identity people already wanted to emulate. And that's the part most people miss. Rhode wasn't a vanity project, it was a business move. While people thought she was being quiet because she was fragile, she was actually being quiet because she was focused. There's a difference, and Hailey understood it. Let's be real, most people would have cracked. When the internet decides you're the villain of the week, the pressure is suffocating. The urge to defend yourself, to set the record straight, is almost primal. Most people would have gone live on Instagram, crying, or dropped a carefully worded notes app statement, Or worse, started feeding the machine, reacting to every comment, every theory, every edit. But not Hailey. She stayed still. She didn't fumble the energy. She didn't let the chaos shape her behavior. She let the storm pass, and it always does. And that stillness, that's what power looks like. Not performative strength, not forced bravado, but true confidence, the kind that comes from knowing exactly who you are and where you're going. Because when you're building something real, you don't have time to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. And Hailey knew what she was building. Behind the silence was a playbook, a pipeline, a plan. It's the kind of quiet self-possession that says, you can talk, I'll build. Because eventually the internet moves on. The cycle resets. The crowd gets bored. And when the noise dies down, and it always does, the only thing that matters is what remains. For Hailey, what remained wasn't just her piece. It wasn't just her image, intact. It was her name on a $1 billion check. And that, my friend, is the ultimate mic drop. Let's talk about that deal. The moment Rhode went from a rising star to a legacy-level move. Hailey Bieber didn't just scale a brand, she sold it to e.l.f. Beauty in a deal reportedly worth $1 billion. And let's be clear, e.l.f. is not just your nostalgic drugstore brand anymore. They've become one of the most strategic, fast-moving players in beauty, known for flipping the script with viral products, bold marketing, and sharp acquisitions. They don't just buy what's trending, they buy what's transforming the market. And when they looked at Rhode, they didn't just see Hailey's face on the homepage. They saw a brand with real depth, real traction, and real staying power. They didn't want to fund it. They wanted to own it. This was the outcome of years of intentional branding, from the muted tones to the clean fonts to Hailey herself, as the living embodiment of the brand's soft, dewy aesthetic. Every detail told the same cohesive story. It was modern minimalism with a pulse. Rhode didn't just attract customers, it built a cult following. Every drop felt exclusive. Every launch had buzz. Hailey wasn't just selling skincare, she was selling an identity. And the art of staying soft in a world that wanted her to get hard. At a time when the world was practically begging her to break character, Hailey didn't flinch. She kept showing up, looking expensive, speaking kindly, and keeping it cute. And somehow, that was more rebellious than any rant could have been. This is what I call the revenge glow-up. Not the I told you so kind, not the watch me clap back kind, but the kind where you get so focused on building something beautiful, powerful, and profitable that your success becomes the loudest response. It's not about proving people wrong out loud. It's about succeeding so loudly that your silence becomes the final word. So how do we channel this kind of quiet power and it girl energy in our own lives? Here's what Hailey teaches us, not just as a celebrity, but as a case study in emotional intelligence, branding, and grace under fire. Stay on your path, even when people misunderstand you. There will be moments in your life when people misread your silence, twist your intentions, or flat out invent stories about you. The instinct might be to defend yourself, to correct the record, to prove your worth, but Hailey showed us the power of restraint. She didn't play into the drama, she didn't feed the fire, she kept her focus forward. Because at the end of the day, you don't owe everyone access to your energy. Let your work, your peace, and your results speak for themselves. The truth always echoes louder over time. Curate, don't just create. Hailey could have easily coasted on her name. She could have launched a generic celeb skincare line and called it a day. Instead, she built something intentional. She obsessed over formulas, packaging, and tone. Every piece of Rhode felt like an extension of her personal aesthetic. Soft, glowy, minimal, but high impact. This is a reminder that in an oversaturated world, taste is a differentiator. It's not about how much you create, it's how carefully you curate. Edit your work, refine your presence, let quality be your calling card. Master the art of strategic silence. Not every comment needs a clapback. Not every insult deserves your energy. Hailey used silence as a strategy. She didn't rush to clarify or over-explain. She didn't perform transparency for likes. She allowed herself to exist as a mystery, and in doing so, preserved her peace and her power. This isn't about being passive. It's about choosing your moments. Silence isn't weakness. It's selection. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Play the long game. In an age of virality and overnight fame, Hailey didn't rush. She built Rhode slowly, testing demand and building loyalty. She knew that longevity is greater than trending, that trust takes time, that the real wins are behind the scenes, not on social media, but in strategy decks and spreadsheets. The world is obsessed with speed, but the it girl archetype? She's timeless. She knows that the good stuff, the legacy moves, take time to build. So if you're building something right now and it's not going viral, good. You're not meant to be a moment. You're meant to last. In the age of constant commentary, Hailey Bieber reminded us of something timeless. Real power doesn't scream or clap back. It builds, scales, and then exits. So the next time you're tempted to clap back, maybe take a page from Hailey's book. Stay soft, stay smart, secure the bag. If today's video resonated, the soft reset is your next step. Inside, you'll find 7 days of soft rituals to help you rebuild your identity with intention, grace, and grounded self-trust. That's it for today's episode of Golden It Girl. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's also stepping into her next chapter. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And until next time, keep glowing and growing.